What's up, friends? Back again with another video. Wheel and tire cleaners. Yes. So far we've tried 3 of the most popular. 2 of them have been around for ages, and one I've just recently discovered. I think it came out maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, not sure, but it hasn't been around as the other 2. And of course, the 4th one that we'll be trying out. How good is it on tires? Chemical Guy versus Adams. Now the other tires have been cleaned up, dried off. So let's take a look at the results. Now the first one that we're looking at, the Achilles, that's the one I used the Adams on. Not bad, not bad at all. Now that it's all cleaned up and dried out. No gloss, none of that. Just nice and clean. Then the one after that would be the FP7000 from Atsu. And for that one, we used the Meguiar's. That one also was pretty clean. Although I have to say, after the tires dried, I kind of like the look of the Achilles tire more so than the Atsu. I mean, they're both clean, but the Atsu has more of a, almost like a gloss look. I mean, that's cool if you like that. But with the Achilles tire, it looks dry, like you washed it. It looks like you washed it. Not that the Meguiar's is bad. Believe me, I love Meguiar's. It's not bad at all. But I just like the Adams better. And then the last one would be the Mother. This was the Falcon tire, and I used the Mothers on this one. The Mothers, is probably about the same as far as effectiveness. It's not quite as good as the Adams, but it's so close, so close. I like the way it sprays on better than the some of the other ones that I've used. In fact, these are old tires, so let's do a quick recap. All right. So the Adams, and I know that some of them, they tell you to spray water first to rinse it down. And I believe the Meguiar's also wants you to rinse down. And with the Mothers, it doesn't say you have to rinse it down, they just want you to shake the bottle. Okay. The Adams still has that purplish tint to it. Even though it was washed down, it still has some debris on it. It's not much. Or maybe that's the camera angle. I don't think so. Then with the Meguiar's, the foam is still sticking. You can tell that most of the dirt, if not all the dirt, is cleaned off because it's still white. It hasn't turned brown yet. Little specks on the tread blocks, but other than that, it's clean. Now the Falcon. It's still sticking, but you can tell it's still got a little bit of dirt on it. I don't know why that is. Maybe I didn't rub it in good enough. So, Meguiar's, Adams, and Mothers. Meguiar's and Adams require you to rinse the tire off first. And coincidentally, those tires look better than the Mothers. Now that's not saying that the Mothers isn't good. You just have to put more effort into the Mothers. I used pretty much the same amount of trigger power when I was spraying. I let it sit. Then, of course, you know me, I like to agitate. And I sprayed it down. And as I said earlier, the Achilles tire that I have, I use that for the Adams. I like the dry look to it. It looks like it's clean. The Otsu tire that I used the Meguiar's on, that was also clean, but it had a bit of a gloss to it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not what I was looking for. And then, of course, the Mothers works, but you have to put a little more effort into it. And I noticed that with the Mothers, it doesn't require you to pre-wet the tire. Maybe that's the difference. Don't know. I'm not a chemist. All I know is what works. So, yeah. After all three tires have dried off, so far, Adams is in the lead. If I had to choose a second, a runner-up, it would probably be the Mothers. That's just my personal opinion. Yes, you have to put a little more effort into it, but once it's clean, it's clean. The Adams, you have to pre-soak it, pre-wet it, spray it, let it sit, and less effort. That's why I feel that Adams is better than Mothers, because it does the same job with less effort. So, yeah, that's my opinion. That's where we're at. Now we get to a new favorite. Chemical Guys. This is the first Chemical Guys product that I have ever used. I've heard about it. I've been putting it on the back burner. Now I'm ready to embrace these newer products. You know, I've heard of Mothers when I was my younger days, young adult. I definitely heard of Meguiar's and Turtle Wax and what was another classic one? Bleach White, Wesley's Bleach White, which I hear now is owned by Black Magic. That's a story for another day. Anyway, I have one tire left. So we are going to check out Chemical Guys today. And what are the directions saying? All right. Come on now, focus. Focus. What is... Okay, always rinse... What did it just do? Always rinse wheel surface. Sorry about that, had to readjust the camera. Always rinse wheel surface off with clean water to loosen up dirt and debris. Shake well. So this is another one where they suggest pre-wetting the wheel. And I noticed even with the Adams and the Meguiars, those to me came out better than the mothers, which the mothers you don't have to pre-soak the tire. You don't have to pre-wet it. So I'm thinking it's something with the chemical formula. And even between the Adams and the Meguiars, I would pick the Adams over the Meguiars because it has a better look. Well, let's get started. Now, the sun changed positions. But you can still see how dirty the tire is. So let's get to cleaning. All right. Good and wet. Chemical Guy. Now, even though the label says it's a wheel cleaner, on the directions, it says, let me turn the bottle around. Wheel cleaner, get into wheel face, inside barrel, spokes, hubs, rims, brake parts, and tire. Let me see if I can get this for you. Right about there. Now, it's not like the other ones, the Adams and the Meguiars, where it just starts coming down, running down all fast and turning brown. This one is actually orange. I see a little discoloration. this one, you're definitely gonna have to agitate it. Because I'm having a hard time distinguishing the brown from the orange. I mean, if you take a real good close look at it, you can probably see some browning. Like right about there. So let's agitate that and see what happens. This stuff is so thick. I don't even think you have to use as much. I like the fact that it just sticks there. It just stays in that one spot. It doesn't run off. Then you can agitate it. Get the whole side of the tire. What I like about this method of cleaning the tires using the different products is that I can show you tire to tire to tire the difference between how they came out once they dried out. Majority of the time they look the same when they're wet, but once they dry, that's when you can really tell what works and how well it works. Okay. Adams versus Chemical, guys. Well, just the tire itself. I like the way the Chemical guy applies, even if you do have to add, even if you do have to pre-wet the tire, it sticks to the tire instead of running down the tire, which to me, I feel like you use less product. You don't have to use as much because it's not just dripping down as soon as you spray it. Now with the Adams and with the Meguiar's, you still get that browning effect as it's running down. So that's a good thing. And as I said before, even though it's clearly says it's a wheel cleaner, you can still use this on your tires, spokes, hubs, rims, brake parts, and tire. Mothers. I like Mothers. Mothers, it doesn't ask you to pre-wet the tire, but I feel like one pass, if you're doing regular car wash maintenance on your car and your tires, the Mothers will work perfectly. But if it's been a while, if it's been some months and it's all dirty, dirt caked in, brake grunt, dust, you're gonna have to wash your wheels and tires twice over. Spray it down, agitate, rinse it off, and then hit it again. But it will work. We will know the results of how good it works once it dries up. And then next week, we can get into rim cleaning. I got ideas for that one. Definitely stick around for that one. Until then, thanks for coming by. I'll see y'all on the road.